It's been a decade since BO3, fans are now calling it the GOAT Call of Duty. A decade after its release, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3 BO3, is being increasingly hailed as the GOAT, greatest of all time, entry in the franchise by a growing chorus of fans. What initially launched as a bold experiment in futuristic warfare has, over the years, matured into a nostalgic benchmark for innovation, content depth, and multiplayer excellence. In the fast-evolving world of first-person shooters, few titles manage to sustain relevance, let alone reach near-mythical status. BO3 is proving to be one of those rare exceptions. At its core, BO3 struck a perfect balance between high-octane gameplay and strategic versatility. The introduction of the movement system, based on thrust jumps, wall running, and power slides, revolutionized how players navigated maps. Unlike its predecessors, this new system gave players verticality and fluid traversal options that expanded the tactical possibilities. Yet it never felt uncontrollable or gimmicky. Movement was tight, responsive, and skill-based, rewarding mastery while remaining accessible to newcomers. What made BO3's gameplay loop stand out was its fusion of futuristic technology with grounded gunplay. Weapons felt impactful, with each class offering distinct recoil patterns, time to kill, and situational advantages. This was also the era when the Pick-10 system for custom loadouts reached its apex, giving players unprecedented freedom to tailor their combat roles. Combined with the specialist system, where characters came with unique abilities and weapons, BO3 offered a toolkit that allowed for creativity in both casual and competitive settings. Multiplayer in BO3 wasn't just about fast-paced firefights, it was also a canvas for player expression. The game featured a robust emblem editor, personalized weapon skins, and specialist voice lines that gave every lobby a distinct personality. In an era before battle passes and modern monetization models, BO3 managed to offer a progression system that felt rewarding without being exploitative. Every level gained and every challenge completed felt like a true achievement rather than a grind. A defining pillar of BO3's legendary status is its Zombies mode, which is widely considered the pinnacle of the sub-franchise. Treyarch pushed narrative boundaries with a multi-map storyline that intertwined apocalyptic horror, time travel, and rich character development. Maps like Der Eisendrache, Shadows of Evil, and The Giant became instant classics, praised for their complex Easter eggs, replay value, and atmospheric storytelling. For many, the Zombies experience alone was worth the price of admission. Another reason fans continue to hold BO3 in such high regard is its content longevity. The game's post-launch support was generous and meticulously crafted, with each DLC adding meaningful extensions to both multiplayer and zombies. Unlike later titles that faced backlash for lackluster content drops or pay-to-win systems, BO3's updates felt like genuine expansions rather than obligatory patches. This sustained player engagement and cemented a loyal community that remains active even 10 years later. The campaign, often overlooked in modern discussions, was another bold experiment that has aged surprisingly well. BO3's narrative delved into psychological manipulation, cybernetic warfare, and questions about the nature of consciousness. Its non-linear mission structure, customizable loadouts, and co-op gameplay allowed for multiple playthroughs with different experiences. While divisive at the time, the campaign is now often re-evaluated as an ambitious and thoughtful entry in a genre that usually plays it safe. The game's influence extends beyond just its systems and content. BO3 arrived during a cultural peak for the franchise, coinciding with the rise of Twitch streaming, competitive esports, and YouTube content creation. It was a game that lent itself naturally to montages, live commentary, and high-skill gameplay showcases. Many now famous content creators and professional players trace their roots or breakout moments to BO3, reinforcing its legacy in the broader gaming culture. Even from a technical standpoint, BO3 showcased a level of polish and optimization that modern entries sometimes lack. Its visuals, while rooted in the previous console generation, still hold up due to excellent art direction and atmospheric effects. The game rarely suffered from game-breaking bugs or server issues, and its menus, matchmaking, and customization screens remain a standard for clarity and usability. These details, often taken for granted, contribute heavily to its enduring appeal. In hindsight, part of BO3's greatness is how it captured the spirit of what Call of Duty used to mean to its players: fast, exciting, strategic, and deeply social. It hit the sweet spot between innovation and familiarity, depth and accessibility, fun and challenge. The nostalgia surrounding BO3 today isn't just rooted in memory, it's reinforced by the fact that few subsequent titles have managed to replicate its cohesion and ambition. Over the years, newer entries in the franchise have introduced stunning graphics, new engine tech and more realistic settings, but many of them struggle with identity, inconsistent design choices or overbearing monetization. As the player base reflects on what made past titles memorable, BO3 rises to the top not because of a lack of competition but because of its own robust foundation. It didn't just chase trends, it created them. In conclusion, the label of GOAT is not handed out lightly, especially in a franchise as vast and varied as Call of Duty. Yet BO3 has earned that title not just through nostalgia, but through the strength of its design, the richness of its content, and the impact it left on the community. A decade on, it remains a shining example of how a game can innovate while staying true to its roots. Whether for its thrilling gameplay, iconic zombies, or enduring legacy, BO3 is more than a fan favorite. It is the definitive Call of Duty experience.